So I have seen this same deck on several different channels and several different types of videos. And every time the reader said this deck was impossible to read from. And I was like, huh? Hold my beer. Okay? I've never met a deck that was impossible for me to read. I've met decks I didn't want to read. I've met decks I didn't even want to look at, but I've never seen one or experienced one that I was like, I just can't make heads or tails of this. So we're gonna see. Maybe this is the first one. Who knows? So this is called the Food Fortunes deck. So I'm going to do the introduction and then I'm going to tell you about this deck. And one of the great things about this deck is anybody can use it. You don't have to be a tarot person to use this deck. It's very, very clever that way. So anyway, let me do the introduction and then we're going to get started. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. If you want to talk to me and get a reading done, or if you would like to become a patron on Patreon, all that information is underneath this video. I have my merch underneath this video. I have my Archangel Michael merchandise underneath this video. I have my Amazon wish list underneath this video. And it's mostly tarot cards. So let's get started, okay? All right, so the Food Fortunes deck. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the outside of the box. So you can see who wrote it and illustrated it. If you would like to pause this, you can read that. Okay. Can't decide what to eat? Let the universe decide for you. So you remember I said that this deck is not just for tarot readers. Well, you can use this deck if you can't figure out what you want to eat. My daughter and I every night go through this. What should we eat? And it turns into a debate, or we don't know, or that kind of thing. So they're saying that this deck can help you with that. Now it comes in a standard tuck box, which is a cheaper box. I'm not surprised. Many tarot decks come in this kind of a box. It's not my favorite though. You guys know I like the harder boxes because I feel like they last longer. But if you do get one of these, you can buy a tarot bag on Amazon or Etsy or something. You can make one. And that's what I do with these tuck boxes. Once I destroy them, which always inevitably happens, I then put it into a tarot bag to keep my cards safe. This particular deck comes with this little book, which I was not expecting it to have a guidebook. So that's really cool. When you look inside, there are full color illustrations. It tells you what the cards are and how to use them. So that is cool as well. It's a very short book, though. It's not a lot of information. So we're going to keep that nearby. We might need that. And I'm going to show you the cards. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, as I always do, is show you the card stock. They are not too thick, not too thin. Let's do a little pluck. Not bad. Sprung right back on me. Not bad at all. Here are the backs of them. They are the size of a standard tarot card. So they're not too big. They're not too small. They have a tad bit, not extremely glossy, but there is a glossy glare there. As you can see. They feel good though, guys. I was expecting a cheap novelty card. And now, you guys know the kind. You see them in certain places, and it might be a game or something, but the paper stock is usually really thin. But this is not thin. This is good enough quality that you can use these and they will last. Now, the first card here we see is the beginning. The beginning, I would think of as the Fool. So immediately, yeah, I can read with these cards because all I would do is translate them into tarot language. This would be the Fool. This would be the Magician. And you can tell and not get them mixed up because look at the number here. That's the number of the Magician. That's the symbol of the Magician right next to it. So even though it's a slice of pizza, it's the Magician to me. So of course I can read with these. I mean, I'm only 2 cards in, and I'm like, yeah. Now, for those of you who are not into tarot or who are just learning about tarot, let's get this glare off. What's with the glare? There, when it stands up, it's perfect. So if you're new to tarot or not into tarot at all, you can use these for dinner. Like I said, me and my daughter always argue, or we don't really argue about it. We just don't know what to eat. I'll be like, you want this? You want that? And we'll be trying to figure out what to have for dinner, what's open, what's not open. So if you're somebody who's indecisive like that, you could shuffle these cards and be like, look, whatever card we get, you can do this with your family, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and just be like, look, or by yourself if you're single, you can just be like, look, what should we eat? Shuffle up the cards, and whatever we get, that's what we eat. No exaggerations, no exceptions, no, whatever. Or you can just be like, okay, everybody pick one card, and we'll pick the one that we like the most. If you have more than one person. So as you can see, they are lining up with tarot. This would be number 4. Number 4 is the Emperor. This is fish and chips. I was wondering what this was. I just looked at it. It's fish and chips. So if you are somebody who's into fish and chips, that'd be easy. And the way that you know what it is, like if you see something like this and be like, what the heck is that? Because at first when I saw it, I didn't know what it was. But in the book, they tell you what things are. See? So that was number 4, the fish and chips. So you know exactly what it is that you're looking at, even if you can't tell by the picture. Because I didn't know what that was. I thought it was cheese fries. Now this one is a burger. The Berg. The Berg is a burger. Reminds me of the Borg from Star Trek. And so this is number 5. Number 5 is the Hierophant. So as you can see, even though the image has nothing to do with tarot, they have cleverly, whoever did this deck is really clever, because he's done it in such a way that, yeah, you can use it. This is the Lovers. Interesting to me that the hot dog is the Lovers, because I would see the woman as the bun and the man as the hot dog. Or if it's a same-sex couple, you could also translate it into that way, however you do that, depending on your preferences. But I really like that concept. I think it's kind of cool and kind of quirky. What I like about this deck is that not only is it useful, it's fun. These images are fun. This is a fun deck. Would I use this with anybody and everybody? No, I would not. These must not be in order, because how did I jump, you guys? From 6 to what's that, 10? I jumped from 6 to 10. So some kind of way. I'm looking now to see if I knock these out of order or something. Well, we'll just keep going and see if we recover those cards. Okay, so 10 would be the Wheel, right? And you just keep going through them. Now, I don't know what this is. Cornball. What's a cornball, guy? The golden ball. All right, what's the golden ball? Let's look it up and see. All right, this one is 10, 11. It's called falafel. Oh, I know what that. I don't know what it is. I've never had it before, but I've seen it before on the menu when I order shawarma. That's on the menu. So if I got this card, I'd be like, ooh, let's get shawarma tonight. Me and my daughter really like shawarma. After we saw it on after I saw it on Avengers, I've been talking about it ever since. The Link. So maybe we can have some sausages, And the Link is interesting too. I like that. Let me see. The Link. What does the Link represent? Yeah, we are missing the grilled cheese sandwich, the bagel, and the peanut butter and jelly. We got to look for those. So this one is, yeah, the Link is definitely sausage. So awesome. So yeah, all you have to do, if you want to be able to use these, you have to memorize the numbers of the major arcana. And then you'll be able to use it. This is 13. So 13 is the death card. So then you'll be able to use it. What I really like about this one, it's a hoagie. And I'm from Philadelphia, and hoagies were invented in our region. So I think that's really cool. Oh, this is the Temperance card. I like the colors of this deck. This deck is fun. This is a fun deck. You know something? A lot of times, ooh, the golden arches. This is the devil, interestingly enough. But two things. A lot of times when you come to a deck like this, remember I talked about fun. You don't get to have fun with tarot all the time. Sometimes the questions are very serious and very heavy. But for lighter, you know, conversations, or if the client cannot see the cards, I wouldn't use these with a grieving client, put it like that, unless I was trying to just cheer them up. But if they can't see them, like in my case, I read online or on the phone, so they can't see my cards, so I can use anything I want to make me, you know, put me in any mood that I want to be in. Now, what's interesting about this, I was going to say, is that this is the devil. The 15 is the devil card. What's interesting about that is that this is what I would call McDonald's, representational fast food, not just McDonald's, but any fast food place. And they always tell us how bad that fried, greasy food is for us. So it's funny to me that they chose to make that as the devil. So as you can see, spam. So as you can see, if you really want to, have a bag of Doritos for dinner, you know. So, you know, if you really want to, you could do this. If I pulled this bag of Doritos, I probably would pull other cards. Like, okay, we'll have the Doritos on the side, you know. So yeah, so you no longer have to sit there and argue with your loved ones or debate with your loved ones about what to eat. You might be able to use this deck. And I know that this is really helpful for couples too. How many times has your wife or husband, for those of you who are in a relationship, or your significant other, I should say, how many times has your significant other be like, I don't know what I want. What do you want? I don't know what I want. What do you want? And y'all go back and forth. So you can just say, hey, let's grab the food fortunes cards. And majority rules. Let the universe decide, you know. The universe is the majority. So let the universe decide, you know. This looks like tofu to me. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, it is tofu. Awesome. This is the world, the chip breaker. Guacamole will definitely break up your chips. This would be great for like a snack or something on the side with your meal. So as you can see, it's really cool. Oh, here we go, guys. We recovered our lost ones. I don't know how they got out of order. Maybe it was my fault or something. The staple, this is the grilled cheese sandwich. I was looking for this. I like the iron because somebody was telling me that you can make grilled cheese in a pan or with an iron. And some people like to dip their grilled cheese in tomato soup. So they have grilled cheese and tomato soup. So if you're somebody who likes that, that could be a great idea for dinner or lunch. And I love how they can use the iron. I was told this, and I've never tried this before because I didn't want to mess up my iron. But I was told that you could take bread and put cheese in, you know, the middle of it. And you can, you know, use the iron to heat it and it will make grilled cheese. I've never tried it before, but that is what I was told. So tell me in the comment section, have you ever made grilled cheese with your iron? And did it destroy your iron? The Holy One. I like this so much because I love bagels. I love bagels. Bagels are one of my favorites, especially with cream cheese. So as you can see, they have really great ideas here if you like peanut butter and jelly. And then if you get a card, let's say you're doing this, and you get a card that you don't particularly care for. Item like this is soup. Let's say I don't want any soup. I'm like, I don't like soup. You can reshuffle and pull again. Now the mains, I don't know what the mains are. This is a very good question. Let's try to find out. Now those were the trumps. We've already did the major arcana. Now we're going into the minor arcana. And the mains here, let's see. These are supposed to be the centerpieces of your meal. Okay, so this is the centerpiece. Okay, got it. So these are not in order because I'm coming up with ones right now. Let me see. The mains are all in order. I don't know where this came from. I have the next card is random, okay? It's not one of the mains. So I don't know where it came from, but it's here, so I'm going to show it to you. It's a New England clam chowder in a bread bowl. I would love that. That looks delicious. And because I don't know, see the symbol on top of it tells us where it belongs. Let's take a look. It belongs somewhere. It belongs somewhere there. All right, so we're going to leave it right there, and we're going to keep on moving through because we don't know where it belongs. But here goes some more mains. We do know where they belong. This is the page of mains, which is, you know, I don't know what this is, though. Like, I'm trying to figure out what suit this would be, because now we got to figure out the suits. We need wands. We need cups. What else do we need? We need wands, cups. All right, I think cups are going to be drinks. That would make the most sense. The rest of these we're going to have to play by ear. So let's look at the rest of the mains. Ooh. So once we establish what suit they are, oh, spaghetti, I love spaghetti. Once we establish what suit they are, then we'll be able to figure out how to read that suit. Isn't that awesome? That reminds me of Thanksgiving that just passed. People traveling to go see their families for Thanksgiving. And it's the Queen of Maine, so it gives me like the matriarch of the family might have cooked. See, there's a lot more to this. I think people who tell me that they can't read with this deck, if they mean it literally, ooh, steak, love steak. Is that steak? Hold up. I think people who say that they can't read it are just underestimating themselves, quite frankly, because I don't think this is really that difficult at all. Is that steak? Or let's see if this is steak. Yeah, it's a huge steak. Awesome. All right, I think they're just underestimating themselves, because seriously, once you figure out what each number is, if you memorize the major arcana's numbers from 0 to 21, that won't be difficult. Most of us already know those. And then all you have to do is figure out what these suits represent, and then you're in the house. Now, let me see this one. This is called the Mispronounced. And it is, oh, it's it's gyro. Is that how you say it? Gyro, I think is how you say it. They're very popular in my hometown of Philadelphia. Okay, this is great. So now we're going into sushi, right? No, that's pho. Ah, pho or pho, I think that's how they say it. Yes, it is. I've had this before too, and this is good too. Okay, it doesn't call it pho here. It calls it ramen. So pho is made with ramen noodles, so that makes sense. Vietnamese food. I've never had Vietnamese food, so that would be interesting. So some of these you may have never even tried before. So if you pull them for dinner, it's a time to try something new. Ha, Chinese food. Look at the little packages. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I would have to just spend some time with these, figuring out where I wanted to, you know, what suit I wanted them to represent. Cups and drinks are obvious, but like the rest of these, I'm like, what is this? I'm trying to figure out, like, what would I choose to, you know, put this as? And once I know that, that's it. That's all you need. The orange one. What is the orange one? Let's see. The orange one, it says, is chicken tikka masala. Oh, we have that all the time from Indian food. Really good. Pancakes. Oh my God. I love pancakes. The Ace of Sides. Okay. The Ace of Sides. Love that. He's reaching out the air to get some salsa on the chip. The cast iron. This has got to be cornbread. I know cornbread when I see cornbread, and that's got to be cornbread. Green beans. Okay. And as you can see, these were not in order. So it seems to be 78 cards here, but they just aren't in order. So when you get your deck, you're going to have to put it into order. I don't think that was my fault. I think that might have just came that way because I did open this box before we started, you know, recording. Oh, a salad. I love salads. Yeah, I did open it, but I didn't change all the directions of the cards. somebody called, and macaroni and cheese, gotta be, right? Somebody called while I was recording this, so I had to stop and then start back up again. So I did move a few of them, but these are all over the place. Alright, so this one here is the king of sides, and the king of sides is mac and cheese. Okay, I thought that's what it was. Okay. Ooh. You guys, I love bacon. I love bacon. And not, you know, turkey bacon, not beef bacon. Pork, old-fashioned bacon. This looks like hummus. Am I right? The Middle Eastern. Yep, that's hummus. Alright, so we got, I mean, you got a nice variety here too. I love that it has vegetables, it has salads. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you can take out the ones you don't actually eat and just leave the ones in it that you're open to eating. You know, so then when you and your significant other choose to use this particular deck, you can do it that way. I also know that they have a lot of these dishes in, like, you know, some of the ones that have meat, you can actually get, oh, I love greens. You can actually get a vegan or vegetarian option. So if you did get something that had meat or, you know, animal products in it, maybe you could just substitute it at your favorite restaurant. So I really do think these are cool. Broccoli. So I really do think that they're cool. I think that you definitely can read with them once you've decided which suit is which. And I think it is awesome. And I think it's very beneficial because I've been in so many situations where we could not figure out what to eat. Now this one is called the Blanco dip. So what is the white dip? It's queso. So it's white cheese dip. I've never had that. Oh, for you chocolate lovers. We have a whole entire suit of sweets. Oh, they've been so good to us, guys. Look at that. The banana split. Oh, my goodness. So you could theoretically take out the suit of sweets and use it just for the desserts. So you could use the sides in the main dishes, and you could take out the sweets and then later on decide what sweets you want to have if you are somebody who enjoys sugar. If you don't enjoy any of these sweets, you can get the sugar-free option, the gluten-free option, or something like that. So it's like, even if it's not up, you know, up your alley, you can get an option of your own. Oh, look at that cake. Oh. The illustrations are really fun. They're a lot of fun. Pie. This has got to be pie. What kind of pie is that? I've never seen. Is it pumpkin? What kind of pie is this? Let's see what the king is giving us. Oh, it's apple. Oh, those are apple slices sticking out of it. Okay, that makes good sense. I like apple pie, especially with vanilla ice cream. The Italian. So is this like gelato? Let me see. Yes, it's gelato. Gelato is a form of ice cream. If you haven't tried it, it's really good. It's actually better than ice cream, in my opinion. It tastes, to me, the flavor tastes better. Oh, the scoop. Not to say it's anything wrong with ice cream, because I do love ice cream. I haven't had it in a long time. I try to stay away from like stuff like that, sweets and things like that. Every once in a while, I'll indulge, but I try to stay away from it, because we all know at the end of the day, fried foods and sugar are the culprit of a lot of problems. But they're so good. They're so good. And therein lies the problem. The Dane. Ooh, the Danish. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now we have strawberries. It looks like strawberry shortcake, I think that would be. Let me see. The delicate one, yes. Okay. Ooh, whipped cream. Nice. Love whipped cream. Alright, here we are. The hot mess. Oh, that is so decent. Alright, now here go the soup. I know these are the cups. I would definitely use these as cups. No questions about it. And there's diversity in this deck too. You can't see any people, but I'm seeing little brown hands coming in. I'm like, okay, alright. The page of drinks. So this would be, to me, the page of cups. I already got that part. The Page of Cups. Here's the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is supposed to be the romantic. So maybe he's at the bar whining and dining. The Queen of Cups. Awesome. I love the interpretations of these. Man, this deck is 10 out of 10, man. And people had me thinking it was like this cheesy novelty deck that you couldn't read with. And that is very far from the truth. If you know tarot well, you can read with these. All you have to do, like I said before, is figure out some other suits. Because I didn't figure out the other suits yet. I don't know where I want to put them. What I want to do is look at them and see how they pull me. Iced tea. For those of you from the South, you know about that sweet tea. My mother used to make that. Iced tea, and she made lemonade too. Oh, okay, Coca-Cola. Definitely. It's not called that because they don't have the trademark, but we all know that's Coca-Cola. Ooh, orange juice. I love orange juice. The White Knight. If you don't like milk, you can always substitute for, this is cow's milk, clearly, but you can always substitute it for coconut or almond or some other kind of milk. I'm not a milk expert. I do like almond milk, though. Oh, the milkshake. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I love it. And we're back to the beginning. That was all of them, guys. So we know that one, that's the only thing. Can I read with this deck? Definitely so. Do I know what suits I'm going to attribute to the others? No, I do not. I don't know. Because in tarot, you have to have the major arcana, which are the major ones, the first cards that we looked at, the ones that have that little red thing on top. Those are all major arcanas. So I got that part, and I got the cups. But I have to figure out what am I going to call the other suits. So if you guys have any ideas for me, please write them in the comment section, because that's all I got to figure out. So I have to figure out, what does the mains represent? Is the mains, and you can see the mains has this little icon up here. So this might give us an indication. Sometimes these represent the elements. So let me see. We need the mains. Let's get the next one. We got to figure out what are the sides, and we got to figure out what are the suites. So that is the question. Once I decide what those are, I can absolutely, here's a suite. Let's put a suite here. Once I decide what these represent, I can absolutely read with these. So I need to know what is this, and what is this. Now, what would I think just by looking at these right now? Let's see. I'm going to have to look at these a little bit longer, because I really don't know. Because you could look at these and say this is a solid, and you could say that's the pentacles, for example. And then you could say that this could be air, and you could say that this could be fire. So it depends. I'm going to have to look at the other cards in the suit to see if that matches. But that's all you have to do to be able to read these. You have to figure out what those three are. And from looking at this guidebook and from looking at the cards, you should be able to figure that out. And then once you can, you'll be able to read it. Now, let me show you what I think. So let's go with what I said before. I don't know if this is right, but we're going to go with this. Wands, swords, pentacles. So how would I read this? If somebody got these cards, I would tell them your Ace of Wands means that it's time for you to start working on something. The Ace of Wands is about inspiration. It's about creativity. It's about manifestation. So it's time for you to focus on your priorities and make them happen. Stop bullshitting with them and make them happen. This one right here, Ace of Swords. So I would tell them, use your mental, use your mind. The swords is about using your intellect and using your sharp, fresh ideas. Queen of Pentacles. This is going to be very lucrative for you. Once you get this part together, it's going to work with you. The Queen of Pentacles is about, you know, being financially stable, maybe having some properties, things like that. So it's going to be lucrative for you once you're able to figure it out. Okay, so that's how you read with these. You know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep them that way. I have to look at them a little bit longer, but based on, you know, figuring out what those are, that's how you would read with them. And if you don't want to read with them, these are amazing for dinner recommendations. You never have to wonder what to have for dinner again. So I am done now. Thank you so much for checking out this fun deck with me, guys. And you come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.